Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm Harly Materan, also known as an instructor of CAXIXI in the Capoeira community. First of all, thank you so much for having me. Thank you so much for being part of this instructional Capoeira video, and hopefully it gets to help you to understand a little bit, just a little bit, what Capoeira is. Probably during this time, I'm going to explain you a little bit as aspects of capoeira and myself, to let you know who I am, what I do, and especially why I do it and why I love do what I do. And again, once again, thank you so much for being part of this. Thank you so much for the invitation. Thank you so much for looking to learn diversity here in Indiana, which is something that we need around the planet, around the world. We need diversity. We need people to come together just to, as a unified planet, as a one big, huge community. And my point to come here is to explain you how what is capoeira, a little bit of history of capoeira, a little bit of my own personal history. Like I said before, my name is Harley Materan. That's my birth name. My capoeira name or nickname in capoeira is CAXIXI. CAXIXI is a little this little basket. So, and we'll get a little bit into the nicknames. So I'm originally from Venezuela, where I started capoeira, where I learned capoeira, and where I met for the very first time capoeira, Brazilian martial art that was already established in capoeira. In Venezuela. I started capoeira in 2001 when I was 15, turning 16 years old in capoeira. Capoeira changed my life since then. Capoeira helped me to understand myself in a very, very deep aspect of my own personal life. And it helped me to thrive as a person and be always better as a person, as a human being, as a better citizen for the community where I live, the community, local community, my state, my country, and the planet. So those are small circles that we can help to contribute, and we'll get a little bit more into the global community, how we can help through capoeira, or how we help through capoeira. I started capoeira in 2001. Like I said before, the very first time I saw capoeira, I asked myself probably the exact same question that you probably ask yourself: what is this? What is capoeira? What is this crazy thing that people jumping around, doing backflips, called martial arts? But we have instruments, we have music, and we also have singing with these instruments, and we have clapping and all these backflips. How this can be a martial art? We also will get a little bit more in depth, um, a little bit forward. But my point is, when I started capoeira, I asked myself, what is this? It's very, very interesting martial art. So he pulled me to capoeira. The very first thing I saw was backflips and movements. And that was the very first thing that attracted me to capoeira. Once I got into capoeira many, many years after, is when I started liking the music, instruments. I started liking the culture. I started liking traveling. Uh, and I learned every single instrument, all these instruments that you see in the back. I also will explain you a little bit more in the next few minutes. Then in around May 15th of 2013, I moved to the US, here, specifically here to Indiana, where I found I got the connection with my wife and the person that my current wife right now. And that gave me opportunity. They gave me the opportunity to come to America as an immigrant, and very, very happy to be in this country, and very, very happy to be proud of being an American citizen today's days. That also, of course, I have to bring capoeira with me, and of course, I have to share this beautiful, beautiful, beautiful art with Indiana community, and also eventually expand my knowledge and expand my contribution to the again local community, to the city community, to the state community, country community, and the planet community. I will tell you why in a couple minutes. So when I moved to the US, I brought capoeira in 2013. I was teaching for about probably year and a half. And then my wife and I decided to move to Oregon to expand our information, our knowledge, and to know a little bit more. And then we lived there for 2 years. We learned about Oregon, and then we came back to Indiana, and understanding that this is can be a really beautiful home base. Again, I moved capoeira with me. I moved capoeira to Oregon, and then I brought it back to Indiana, and I started teaching again in around 2017 when reopened my capoeira classes. And since then, I've been teaching here in Indiana, spreading the voice of capoeira, spreading the knowledge of capoeira, and educating everybody about capoeira, how beautiful this can be, and how amazing and amazing tool of transformation capoeira can be. In 2017, I started, and then in around 2019 or 2018 or 19, one of those 2 years, I decided to open a podcast, to start my own podcast about capoeira. It's called The Capoeira Experience Podcast. This podcast is focused on bringing different experiences from capoeiristas, which is the capoeira practitioner, around the world, around the planet. And we can share that knowledge with everybody in our community. And again, that was my contribution to the global community. So again, I have Capoeira Indy, which is the school I have where I teach capoeira in my city. We also expand to the state, to the entire state, where we teach workshops around the state. And we also have the country through my podcast, where and also with traveling. We get to see different cities with capoeira. We get to travel to other cities in capoeira, and this will help us to connect and to find again different experiences in the capoeira community, learn, connect with more people, and to expand our community. That also through the podcast is been helping me to connect with the entire globe. My podcast has reached China. My podcast has reached a bunch of countries in South America, a bunch of countries in Europe, and here in the US and Canada, has reached many states, and many states up in Canada. Is all over the place. My podcast, I'm very, very thankful because this expands the communication of the podcast, and they expand the knowledge of the capoeira community. So this is a little bit of my story, my personal story, and this is how my contribution to the community, how I can expand my capoeira information to the community. And now we can get more specific about what is capoeira. And again, this was the exact same question I told you before when I started capoeira. What is capoeira? Why capoeira is what it is today's days? So that's a great question. That's a question that everybody asks me, and I'm extremely happy to share this with our community, and especially people that like yourself that don't know what capoeira is and the benefits of capoeira. So capoeira came around the 16th century back in Brazil, and it was created by the enslaved, African enslaved, brought to Brazil. The Portuguese went to Africa, they enslaved people, and they brought it to Brazil. And then in the search of freedom, the search of, any human being, as all of us, as a you guys and myself, we want to be free. It's just a new, a natural human nature, right? That we want to be free and we want to see the outside world, right? And we always look the way on freedom. The tools have to be free. And people back then were extremely smart. They were very, very smart. And what they said is, well, let me create a tool or let me create a system of defend myself while I can train myself and I can be around the people, my same people, how we can create a system that they don't know that we were creating a system of freedom. And they created capoeira. All right. The capoeira world means the capoeira word means bush, trim bush. So, and capoeira, capoeiristas back then, or the enslaved, they used to work on sugarcane fields and cotton fields. So after they pick everything up, they used to cut the grass. They used to cut all those the plants. So that plantation, once the field was clear, all the dirt was clear, that's where they start training capoeira. And that capoeira, and you can repeat after me, capoeira. Capoeira. It means trim bush or trim plantation. So, or ground ready for the next crop. So that means that where the people were training and practicing this dance looking martial art. That's why today's days you are going to think the first time you see capoeira, oh, you do the dancing martial art. That's actually the goal that these people that created capoeira wanted to project back then. And still that dancing mask, if we can call it that way, that dancing glance of that you can see, that was made back then, 16th century. So since 16th century until today's days, you can see that capoeira is a dancing looking martial art. And which is perfect because that's what people wanted at the time they created capoeira. So around 1932, a huge master, he turned around capoeira because capoeira around that time was marginalized. That means only people like criminals, the government at the moment, and the hierarchy or the people in the power in that moment, they thought capoeira was only for criminal people, or it was only for people on gangs, or only people to do bad stuff. They didn't know that capoeira could help people. And that was because a lot of capoeiristas were used as a hitman, because the capoeirista or the capoeira practitioner was very agile, and he was very sneaky, and he was like very, very uh, confusing. It's very, very, they have a saying in Brazil that it's very hard to catch a capoeirista. It's very hard to uh, um, trick a capoeirista, because when you go that they in capoeira, sometimes you look that you're going one way, but you're actually going different directions. And uh, during this conversation, I'm going to be showing you capoeira videos of my classes, so you can see what I'm talking about and what we do in my class. So this master called Mestre Bimba. Mestre means master in Portuguese. Mestre Bimba created a system in front of the government, and he made a huge presentation with the government and the president at the moment, where he said, this is the benefits of capoeira. But he was also a very, very, very smart person, and he said, I'm not going to call it capoeira, I'm going to call it luta regional baiana. Luta regional baiana. That means regional fight of Bahia. Bahia is a city where San Salvador, where Mestre Bimba was from. So he created a system, and that opens up the doors for the capoeira of the capoeira today's days. Thanks to his actions on that time, around 1932, and on that 1930s until today's days, that made a huge impact on capoeira, and that made us pretty much what capoeira is today's days. And today, capoeira is around the planet, it's around the world. Like I mentioned before, through my podcast, I'm very thankful that I've known uh, small capoeira communities in China, small capoeira communities in Europe. Europe is actually one of the biggest. There's every single country, and in Europe has a capoeira class. And I promise I can find you a capoeira class if you tell me a city. Every city, or at least every state, or at least every country in Europe is going to have a capoeira class. Capoeira expand worldwide, and thanks to Mr. Bimba, it is what it is today's days. Here in the U.S., so capoeira is South America, all over South America. It's all over Asia, it's all over Africa, and it's all over Europe, and it's all over here in the US, and also in Canada. Capoeira is here in Indiana. There's capoeira in Illinois. There's capoeira in Michigan. There's capoeira in Ohio. There's capoeira in Kentucky, and all around us is capoeira. And our job as instructors and teachers and capoeira masters is to spread the word of capoeira. Capoeira is a very fast growing community here in the US, because the movement culture today's days is getting bigger. Capoeira is everything. Capoeira is everything. Capoeira, like I mentioned at the beginning, capoeira is music. Capoeira is culture. Capoeira is movement. Capoeira is physical. Capoeira is mental, and is everything in once. So that's why it looks very complex. And at the beginning, it can be overwhelmed, because it's a lot of stuff at once. But it's our job to make it digestible for people to understand what capoeira is and how you can learn capoeira. Capoeira, or So Capoeira created groups. Capoeira was separated on groups, separated but still together. And each group created a graduation system. This graduation system identifies in between students, instructors, teachers, and masters. So like any martial art, we also have levels. And my group, we have 10 levels. We have 10 chords. In Capoeira, it's a chord, it's not a belt. It's a chord. It's a chord like this, what I have here right now. And these chord represent something. In between the first chords is the student, and then it comes the more advanced levels in Capoeira Brazil, which is a group where I'm from. These levels represents and has a different responsibility inside our group. Once you get more advanced. Right now, I am currently in the number 8th chord or graduation system of my group, or inside the graduation system. I'm on the number 8th. So I still have three more chords actually to get into that will be number 7. Then that will be 3 more chords for me to get into the master. But each level has a time, and each level has a responsibility inside the community, and of course outside of the community as a higher belt we get. And again, here in our local community here in Indianapolis, is my responsibility and my duty to share Capoeira with you so you can understand what Capoeira is. So that's pretty much what is a little bit. Just imagine you will take me probably a week or probably a month or a few months for me to explain the entire Capoeira history. But this, I just give you a little hint, a little squeeze of the Capoeira history. And there's many other elements that affect Capoeira and help Capoeira to be what it is today's days. Among them is religion too. Capoeira is not a religion movement, but in Brazil, it influenced a little bit some of the religion. I will explain that later once we get into the instruments, and I will explain why the instruments influence in Capoeira too. So pretty much the culture, the religion, some dances in Brazil, some little things, and Capoeira is a very generic. So to put Capoeira just in a little cup, it will be very hard, because Capoeira, there's many things, and in Capoeira you learn many stuff that are together with Capoeira, that each of them makes Capoeira. So I hope this helps a little bit to understand the history and the background of Capoeira, and the history and background of my graduation level and my system, and inside our group, or the group of Capoeira Brazil. So before we get into instruments, I would like to touch a little bit and get into a little bit of the benefits of Capoeira. So again, it will be very hard for me to compact Capoeira just in one single thing, because Capoeira is influenced by many other things. Like for example, there's a culture. which is a new language in history. All right, so um, capoeira is a Brazilian martial art rich in culture, history, music, and language, which is the Brazilian culture and the Brazilian language, and then Brazilian history. Uh, it was made and originated by the enslaved in Brazil in the 16th century, like I mentioned before, and using capoeira as a method of freedom and creating this beautiful art form to bring people together. And this, like I said at the beginning, capoeira is about people, capoeira is about us, capoeira is about everybody to coming together to do this movement, beautiful movement called capoeira. And in capoeira, there's also fitness, which is the body improvement. You Capoeira helps with motor skills, which are the basic skills that we should practice since we're little kids. And go left, right, and go left and right at the same time. You use your right hand, and then you use your left leg, and then you go different directions at once, which that includes our limbs, our arms, right? And be coordinated. Uh, Also, capoeira helps you to tap into these skills and improve them, reinforcing or even improving them. And capoeira is excellent to improve coordination and to improve balance and to improve flexibility and to improve in strength through all these, through the body weight training, which are we practice a lot of heavy handstands. We practice a lot of cartwheels. We practice a lot of body weight on our arms, body weight on our legs, and you are going to see many movements, coordination, and these exact same movements work either for adults and children. So that can help both. And of course, any children that practice capoeira from a very young age is going to benefit on an extremely long term with capoeira, because once they start growing up, they can see the benefit of capoeira through their life, even if it's not very noticeable, and it's not something that you can actually notice with your eyes. But once you put two on both sides, how it was before and how it was after, you can definitely tell how they performs, how capoeira can help people to perform even better in all aspects of life. Capoeira also has social benefits. The social benefits of capoeira is our community. This community, again, like I mentioned before, is around the planet, around the globe, and is on many countries. Just here in the US is over 100 cities, easily count, and there's over thousand of practitioners here just in the US. And the cool thing about this is we get to travel to, like I mentioned before. Remember I mentioned we have capoeira in Illinois, we have capoeira in Michigan, we have capoeira in Ohio, we have capoeira in Kentucky, we have capoeira all over the US, from the west to the east coast. And this community is very accessible, and just find it on Facebook. You go type there capoeira in this city, and I'm pretty sure you can find it. The same way they can find us and they can come here. All those cities that I just mentioned, they can also come here, because we're also building a capoeira community here. We building a movement community here in Indianapolis through capoeira. And every year we do an event called Bachizado, and it is the ceremony, the initiation ceremony of capoeira in our group, which that means you get your new levels, you get into the graduation system in capoeira, or specifically to our group, Capoeira Brazil. Then every year we work on that, and 2022 will have our second bachizado, or our second capoeira experience festival. We call it festival, and then we have workshops, and we have many people around the US coming to us to expand our community and to get connected to outside community here in Indianapolis. And we also have one of the essential benefits in capoeira. I think all of them are essentials, but the movement, the body movement, is very essential because it helps you to understand your own body and to understand how to express yourself through your body, through movement, and through your own body. Use your body as a tool to transmit, to engage with another person through movement and to the movement improvisation. And this is a basic key in capoeira. If you see capoeira videos, we never stop moving. The only way we stop moving is when we're standing outside in the circle facing the person. And we'll get a little more in detail with that once we start talking about the instruments. And this also helps you to, because it's very improvised. Okay, capoeira is not choreography. We never practice choreography. Everything is on the spot. Everything is right there. Everything helps us to see and to learn how to improvise right at the moment, right on the spot. And of course, that helps us to improve problem solving situations through creativity. Okay, so these are pretty much the just a few benefits of capoeira and what you can see from the outside of capoeira. And this I highly recommend. Do at least a month of capoeira and you're going to see a very amazing benefit. You are going to start feeling the benefits of capoeira through these basic 4 points of capoeira, the one I've just mentioned: culture, fitness, social benefits of the community, plus movement improvisation. So this just a little bit of what we do in our regular classes. I hope to see you there one day. All right, so now getting more in detail with instruments. This is going to be very interesting because there is, like I said at the beginning, there's stuff that I never seen in other martial arts. You can, don't get me wrong, there's probably is, but I haven't seen the first martial art that uses an instrument and live music at the moment that they practice. All these instruments are basic and very important part of capoeira. Very important, okay? In capoeira, our main instrument is called berimbau. Berimbau. This berimbau is handmade from scratch. This berimbau, you still can see out here a little bit of the what used to be a little branch, okay? And everything is handmade. Everything is made from scratch by a human being. And you go to a specific small tree, which it will help you to find which one is the right one, and here in America is a little hard to explain which one will be really good, because I don't know the specific names in English. So because this is a tropical wood, it's a tropical trees. I'm not 100% sure if they grow here in the US. But the name of this wood, this specific wood, is called pipa, pipa, okay, like pipe, okay, and this one is very light, very light. Some of them, there's many ways, many type of wood that will help you to craft a beating bow from the scratch. We also use a wire that we extract from tires. If you grab a tire, if you see the tire right in front of you, where you have the rim, where you put the rim, that little edge, if you cut very deep and very on a different angles, so if you cut and you start going through the edge until you find something hard, that edge is made of a really strong, very strong wire. That wire is this right here. This wire we use this because it creates a lot of tension, and it's made to hold a lot of pressure, because as you see, the wood is bended. I will show you a small video of how I put my beating bow together, and while I explain this, you will see the video. But this holds a lot of tension. This beating bow or this wood is a little bit tense, it's a little bit arch, and that creates the tension for the wire. This wire is held, or this gourd is held by this little string right here, and this gourd is what comes out the sound. The acoustic sound comes out of this. So if I hit it here really quick, you are going to hear a very small sound. All right, I'll play this in a second, and how you play this. This beating bow, this instrument, is what dictates the capoeira rhythm, or what dictates which speed and which what kind of movements we can perform in the capoeira circle. The circle in capoeira, we create little circles, okay, or we create a full circle with people facing the center of the circle. The instruments face the center of the circle, and we perform music, capoeira music. We sing, we use our voice to transmit feelings, to transmit how we feel, to transmit energy. So in African cultures, if you watch carefully their traditions, you are going to see circles. Inside their circles, they perform and they transmit this energy towards the center of the circle. This energy and this positive, amazing energy that you feel there fills up the energy of the two people performing in the center. You're also going to see these through the videos, and this helps to feel their energy and perform even better. In the roda, or the circle, the roda means circle in Portuguese. In the roda, we perform with 3 beating bows. 3 beating bows. Each beating bow has a name. Each beating bow, you can recognize the size because the size of the gourds. So that's why I have these 3 back here. Each of them has a different size. Each of them has a name, and each of them has a role inside the capoeira circle. These, the gunga is the bigger, the medio or medium is the one in the middle, and the viola, like violin, very similar, okay? Viola is this little one, okay? Each of them has a different sound, from more bass to a very, very thin and very, very nice sound. Each, like I mentioned before, each of them has a specific way to create sounds and rhythms inside the capoeira circle. The gunga, the bigger, which is the one I have on my hand, the gunga dictates the rhythm, leads the hada, leads the circle, and tell us what to do, how to do it, okay, and the speed that we're going to perform. The medio or medio in the medium or in the middle, this one in the middle right here, this stays on the bass at the same rhythm. The viola, some of us in the capoeira community, we like to say this is the DJ of the viola is the DJ of the hada, because the DJ goes on all kind of rhythms, do a bunch of variations and improvisations with the sound, and it can go back to the bass and then go back to improvise and then go back to the bass, and so on and so on and so on and so on. Now let me perform to you what a berimbau is, what the berimbau rhythms are. But before that, like I said before, all the instrument is conformed by all these pieces. We have the berimbau, the one I already described. Dobrado, this is a metal coin, or we can also use just a little rock. River rock, it cannot be just regular rock. It have to be very soft and it's very solid. It's not like the beach rock, because the beach rock has a texture and that can break the wire faster. That's why we use just the river or the coin. The coin can also help for a very smooth, and it's very easy to keep to define the sounds of the berimbau. So the berimbau has 3 different sounds. Each sound has a way to do. Each sound creates, or like a specific amount of sounds and a specific pattern will create a capoeira rhythm. Let me show you first the sounds. Okay, the 3 sounds are going to be chiado, din, and don. Capoeira is called chiado, din, and don. So the chiado is a very raspy sound. So it sounds like this. This is the chiado. The don is just no rock. I'm on the side of the wire, no rock. Just that. And we have the din, which is the dobrado or the coin pressed very hard against the wire. All right, the pattern of these sounds are going to variate in between the chiado, the don, or the din. Okay, so the one of the rhythm is Angola. It sounds like this. this very slow, as you see, it's a very slow, excuse me, it's a very small pace. So that will dictate the capoeira rhythm. That will tell you that the capoeira rhythm is going to be a little more slow, a little bit more moving around the circle in a specific way, okay? We also have Sambento Grande. Remember I mentioned before that in capoeira there's a religion influence in capoeira. That doesn't mean that capoeira is a religion, okay? It's a capoeira, there's religion influence in the capoeira. São Bento is Saint Benedict, okay? That doesn't mean is a specific religion, okay? Don't get me wrong. I don't want you to think capoeira is about religion, okay? It's just the name of the rhythm, okay? São Bento Grande, G regional. This is a very fast pace. You're going to see more kicks, more acrobatic, people jumping all over the place, singing a little bit faster, and the claps are going to be faster. Now, I didn't play the instrument with the CAXIXI. Remember I showed you at the beginning, CAXIXI. I will tell you in a second a little bit more about my nickname, CAXIXI, and what nicknames are. Okay. So because if I play with this, I have to. It's going to disturb a little bit the sound for you to see the difference in between each sound. Okay. So this is with the CAXIXI. So this is the beating bow. This is what dictates the capoeira rhythm for our capoeira roda or our capoeira circles. So before we get into another two instruments, and before we wrap it up, I would like to explain a little bit more about nicknames. In capoeira, remember at the beginning I mentioned that capoeira was created, and it was created for hitmen. And when the enslaved owners were looking for some people, they were looking for these people with their real name. For example, my name is Harley, right? Let's say I was captured by a enslaved owners. So I grab and I tell my community and I tell my people, hey, my nickname or my name is actually CAXIXI, okay? CAXIXI. Go by CAXIXI. Don't forget about my real name, Harley, okay? Harley. Nobody knows Harley. So when these people start searching for Harley in this community, they were saying, where's Harley? Where's Harley? I don't know who's that. And then who's Harley? I don't know. Where is he? I don't know anything about Harley. I don't know who Harley is. And then that became a tradition in our capoeira to these days. A lot of capoeiristas or capoeira practitioners go by nickname, which is a very, very common and very normal in the capoeira community. And that's very pretty much about short story of the nickname. Okay, so now getting into the second instrument of the day. This instrument is called pandero. In English, it's called tambourine. Tambourine. You already know this. I'm pretty sure you've seen it many times, either without the plastic, or just the frame of the tambourine. The influence of this is through samba. Remember I mentioned before, capoeira is an influence from many things. Samba. Have you seen samba before? Samba is one of the main dances in Brazil. If you don't know what samba is, look it up on Google, and you're going to see, look, Samba Rio de Janeiro or Samba Carnival, and you're going to see many thousands of people dancing samba. These are very Brazilian culture, and all Brazilians know about samba. All Brazilians dance samba, and it's a very traditional dance in Brazil. So this came from samba, okay, and then we was added to capoeira. One of the capoeira rhythms, or how we play this instrument, and how this influence in the roda, or remember I said roda is the circle, right? So it's going to be okay. The bass, this bass helps the beating ball to keep the rhythm. One of the music that we usually sing, and is very popular in the capoeira roda and very popular in my class, and you don't have to know a lot of Portuguese or Brazilian Portuguese to sing this, is very simple. It's just si, now. Oi, si, oi, now. Since you're in music class, as you know, each song has a time, right? So it's oi, si, oi, now. Oi, si, oi, now. So I'm going to say oi, si, oi, now. And the chorus say, which is going to be oi, si, oi, now. On my side is going to be oi, si, oi, now. Si, oi, now. Oi, now. Oi, si. Oi, si, oi, now. Oi, now. Oi, si. Oi, si, oi, now. Mas hoje tem amanhã, mas hoje tem amanhã. Oi, si, oi, now. And this is pretty much, it's a very basic capoeira instruments. We play capoeira music with these. If you see my classes, you are going to see a lot of this instrument in my class, which is very loud instrument, very loud instrument. And the very last, and this actually the story behind this one is called atabaque. I'm sitting down right now, but this, when it's all full all together, it has a bass. When it's full and all plays all together, is pretty much about my belly button, or it has different sizes too. So this is a handmade, 100% handmade human made. This everything put together by a human. The skin is real. This is real cow skin. Some people use buffalo skin. Some people use deer skin. But this is pretty much what a capoeira drum looks like. In capoeira, this is called atabaque. 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 This is the influence from one of the Brazilian religion called candomblé. Candomblé. So this religion is pretty much a African religion that was influenced in Brazil, and they use drums. They use three types of drums, just the same size as the berimbau. Has gunga or the big one, has a medium, and have a small size. This is the medium size, and of course, it's not, again, once again, it's not to play any religion music. It's just to play and transmit our energy, capoeira energy, to the music. And the music that we seen before was yes, 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 no, no, no. All that means is yes, 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 literally, yes, 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 no, no, no. The atabaque sounds like this. Okay, very, very simple. It actually holds the exact same rhythm and the exact same timing for the tambourine or pandero. All right, so these are pretty much the basic instruments. I wish I can have you in person for you to hold one of each of them. I'm pretty sure we can one day organize capoeira music class for you in person, so you can hold an instrument, a berimbau. From the outside, seems kind of simple, but holding this is a very tricky instrument. Okay, so you have to learn how to hold this with your pinky or one hand on your pinky. So it takes time, it takes a lot of practice, it takes a lot of like any instrument. If you play guitar, you need to have a commitment and practice a lot. If you play drums, exact same thing, right? So you have to learn how to hold each and how to play each on the timing, and how to play each pattern in a different order of pattern for you to perform a specific sound. And I'm going to leave you with a little bit of capoeira music here, with which was the goal of this video, and it was the goal for me to perform a little bit of this in front of you. And once again, thank you so much. Thank you very, very much for being part of this. I'm very, very happy. I was invited to share a little bit of this with you and share a little bit of my capoeira knowledge to you. So I'm very, very thankful for all this information, and very, very thankful for you to be part of this. So I'm gonna leave you with one of my favorite capoeira music. All right, so just pay attention. Oi dende, oi dende, dende, oi dende, 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 oi dende, oi dende, dende, oi dende, dende na capoeira, nada pense no ataque, dende meu berimbau, dende meu atabaque, dende, oi dende, dende, oi dende, oi dende, dende, oi dende, capoeira que não treina, como quer se graduar? Esse jogo de mandinga, acordar não vai jogar, dende, oi dende, dende, oh dende, oh dende, dende, oh dende. Once again, thank you so much for being part of this. I hope to see you soon, and I hope to see you in person, so we can practice a little bit capoeira, practice a little bit of music, and you get to connect the dots even in person, which is the best part of this. Keep rocking your class, keep coming to class, and keep learning music, keep rocking even outside of class. All right, thank you so much, and I hope to see you guys soon. Stay healthy and stay awesome. All right, see you guys next time.